Three, two, one, boom. Welcome to the glory and the roar of being. This is one of the better shots that we can give you here from high above Boom U. Prepare yourself for an amazing event. We feel like we're getting ready to come across an enormous confluence in which you will receive the following all at the same time. Number one, the bells of Boom U. And they're going to strike 12. So you're taking 12 bells down the rabbit hole, which is fucking huge. We'll get to the fucking being spelled P-H-U-C-K-I-N-G, which is a totally different word than the other one spelled with an F, later on. That shtick gets to later on. Also, you're going to get the tornado sirens, which happen every Saturday at noon here at Boom U. And that's freaking huge. They're amazing. And they're going to happen at the same time as the bells. And we may get a 4-minute and 20-second transparent barrel roll where you take the Mobius strip mind trip. And that's all there is to it. And you come out clucking. And next thing you know, you're at Sooner Theater. And it's a radio program. And that's the whole goal. That's what we're trying to do here. By the way, this is the glory and the roar of being, dedicated to Aubrey McClendon. And it is about the what is happening here at Boom U, and that is Boom U. That's the 180. We call that the 180-degree camera shot of Boom U. That right here is where we stop and call it Hobo U. We can go back this way. Debo, the all-powerful Debo, is over there somewhere. There's the Boom U Stadium expansion, the big one there. Simple economic things we'll talk about in this show where we cover what's happening at Boom U. We talk about crude oil, which is an enormous part of the lifeblood that helps develop Boom U. And we talk about consciousness, but we don't know what we're talking about when we talk about it, which is why it's pretty wicked. And then we talk about cannabis. And because it's got its own boom going. It's called the green boom, and it's taken over it's overgrowing our red, white, and blue country of ours. This land of the free that kicks ass, motherfucker. And by the way, kids, if you're lucky enough to come to Boom U, here's a pitch for you. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds into it, at the top of the hour, here's a pitch for you. For all you lucky kids that want to come to Boom U, every day the springtime clouds above Boom U put on a symphony, because the clouds are actually musical notes, and the scale is this high tension wire. And there's a bunch of high tension wires all around Boom U, and they literally become the scales upon which are played, trademark that sentence, the symphony of Boom U. So if you're lucky enough to come to Boom U, you'll enjoy that. And by the way, get ready for this one. Beep, you stop at Hobo U. That's where we call sending it down the line to Hobo U. Anyway, this is the glory and the roar of being. It's about crude oil, cannabis, and consciousness on a major scale. And that's called Oh Shit. Give your attention, please, to the bells of Boom U. You're going to hear 12 of these son of a bitches. That is the deepest rabbit hole anyone has ever taken, and then they come out alive. So that's going to happen. We're going to count it down here for you. It's going to take it all the way to 12. Here's 1. Get ready for 2. Get ready for 3. By the way, it works every time in Vegas. 3. Drop it down. There's the bird. Here it goes. 4. Okay, take this thing all the way down the rabbit hole 12 times. 5. And 6. You're also going to get the tornado siren here pretty quick. 7, which is going to lay a second layer to your consciousness. 8, because you'll be hearing both things at once. 9, and you'll be able to put that in your mind like a picture. 10, you'll be able to visualize it. Here's 11. Here's the final one. You are now down the rabbit hole to 12 bells, and they're going to give us something probably like a chant, or maybe Oklahoma. We're going to get something here. And then we're going to get the tornado sirens, and your freaking head's going to explode. There it is. This is the bubble and the buzz of Boom U. And by the way, this is at $38 a barrel. 2 years ago, it was at $110 a barrel, and this bitch was bubbling. Like that stadium back there was bubbling to the tune of $450 million. Poor Boom U had to turn the oven down and put it on simmer, so it's now only about $160 million stadium expansion. But that's $160 million of black gold driven expansion, basically. I'm pretty sure. With the bells in the background, there's a discussion of crude. The discussion of cannabis is that I still predict that within 2 years Oklahoma is medical, and within 3 years it's recreational. And the wild card is if Arkansas decides to adopt cannabis laws. And if they do that, you'll see an enormous exodus of traffic from the state of Oklahoma to the adjacent friendly state of Arkansas, founded under the name of Our Kansas, founded by people that left Kansas and went into Arkansas and said, guess what this is? This is our Kansas. And then someone else said, yeah, well, it actually reads better if it's Arkansas. A little history for you there. We never heard the tornado siren. I'm damn surprised. You know what? I think we're still going to hear it. It's just not going to be overlaid on top of the bells. It's going to be a separate experience, but it's going to be a part of our branding campaign here at Boom U that we're basically then just going to hand off to the real Boom U. I think we decided $300 million in Exxon common shares. We actually didn't decide that. That's just what I'm offering. We'll get a fair market evaluation of what a brand is worth if it ever gets that far. That's the madness of this show. Is the consciousness is the aspect of consciousness we discuss is, you know, can we make predictions about the future, or can we in some way alter the future by doing things in the present? Well, of course. And what would that example be? Oh wow, hold on. We got something going over our right shoulder here. Let's just see what's happening. We're just going to curve down. Okay, that's the beer trucks coming in. There's your Saturday beer trucks coming in because tonight the kooky kids are getting kooky. And I want you to hear me loud and fucking clear on this one. The kids of Boom U, one word for them, kooky. Now, when you spell it, you want that second O to be uppercase. Boom, that's what gets it. So it looks like the tornado siren's not going to blare. It looks like this whole bit is going down in flames. I'm dying on the vine. It's crickets. If there were an audience left, and there may be two of you poor bastards out there, I guarantee you, you're slitting your wrist right about now. I overpromised, I underdelivered, and that's what happens sometimes in life. That's just what you got to deal with. But we're still going to barrel through this son of a bitch, no pun intended on the barrel, and say, no, we didn't get the tornado siren, but we did get 12 bells, which is huge. By the way, that's an example of recalibrating your expectations, which is a great example of cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a part of consciousness. So watch this. Fuck you. And we already talked about cannabis, so this is a totally legitimate episode. Everyone knows it. We introduced the frickin' symphony above that the high-tension wires of Boom U provide. I mean, this is amazing shit. This episode is going viral. And by the way, we totally missed the 4-minute and 20-second barrel roll. Shocker there. Some say you should do it. Some say let it go. Oh shit! Oh shit! There it goes. Okay, you're fucked. You come out of this one, you just went through a Mobius strip mind trip. Now what that means is you're no longer watching so much. Probably the worst video you've ever watched. I'll say that for number one. Let's log that. That if you haven't slit your wrists right now, you now have a reason to. But you're oh wow, I'm totally lost now. So I would say that the field services finally kicked in. We were drilling a well. We knew this would happen. When you drill wells down to 12 bells, by the way, that's just too fucking easy to trademark. When you're drilling wells to 12 bells, you better be using Batman's field services, and that's what we call it. We call it Batman's fracking field services because that's what we popped today before we came out and did this dispatch. You can start to figure that one out. It's not really a metaphor so much as it is an actual thing. Listen to this. You don't think it's a boom right here? That's a truck. How often does a truck drive by? Anyway, if you're taking the bells, if you're taking, what was our goddamn slogan? We just had a slogan about if you're taking the bells to 12, who knows, who cares? If you're drilling to 12 bells, better take someone's wells. I don't know, we'll get it figured out. Anyway, this was a huge dispatch. We did go through a transparent barrel roll. So we actually were able to satisfy all the criteria to get this petition accepted at USCIS, and we'll see if they kick back an RFE if anyone's catching that. This episode of the Glory and the Roar of Being is brought to you by William Bealey Attorneys at Law. They don't know that. That's the glory part of the Glory and the Roar of Being. They don't know that I just threw them under the bus as being the only one stupid enough to sponsor a ridiculous show like this. But this is the Glory and the Roar of Being, and we have to shut her down because the battery's about to run out in 3, 2, 1, boom.